man? We back with another episode of the Game Changers podcast, TGC podcast. We live. Hey, NBA news. A lot of breaking news going on in the NBA right now. The biggest news, probably attached to the biggest name, been talked about being shipped around. James Harden. Breaking that James Harden. It's been a deal that's been brokered or been talked about between the Clippers and the Cavs, trying to move James Harden for Darius Garland, which is crazy because Darius Garland is a all-star in his own right, and he's way younger than James Harden. In this situation, what do you think? What do you think of this news, Noam? I got Noam G and I got Mayor Socrates in the building. What's up?
Well, James, I can't stay nowhere Harden. What he's gonna end up doing, he's gonna go to Cleveland if they end up making this trade, and he's gonna blow that team up. We were talking off of the show with the other guys, man, and we're saying how James is a good facilitator and he's doing what he needed to do over there in LA. But in my personal opinion, I feel like James Harden his time has passed him. He was supposed to win in Houston, and he couldn't make it happen in Houston. Chris Paul, when he got hurt on that run, I think it was that back-to-back year they played Golden State in the Western Conference Finals. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure it was back-to-back, though. And,
yeah, for sure. Hey, shout out Reed Dion in the comments. We're going to talk about Chicago in a minute. That's coming up. Go ahead, no.
But yeah, I just think his time has passed as a player. He still can score. I think he added a lot more of being unselfish to his game, going after he left Houston. But then again, once they put those rules in for him to not do the moves that he was doing to get the buckets he was getting, I think James Harden's game just kind of still one of the greatest to play the game. But to me, I don't think his value in Cleveland is going to be anything to move that franchise to an Eastern Conference Finals or to an NBA championship. I just don't see it, and I think Cleveland needs to stay away from the trade, personally.
Oh, okay. So we got a comment from a former NBA star, DeMarcus Cousins. He believed that the Cavaliers should pump the brakes on a possible James Harden deal for Darius Garland, which I said the same thing. It just don't make sense to me trading away a Darius Garland who may be 8 years, 9, 10 years younger than James Harden at this point. Mayor Socrates, you got anything to say about Cleveland Cavaliers blowing up their core at this point? And they were number one in the East last year, so it's not like this team is, fell off any. But Cleveland Cavaliers moving real shaky right now to me, man. I don't get it. And then another thing about Cleveland Cavaliers, it's been reported that the Cavaliers, they say according to Brian Windhurst, the Cavaliers have been active in the trade market, and they've been contacting the Mavericks and the Bucks about Anthony Davis or Giannis. Okay, I can see Giannis. But what the hell is Cleveland Cavaliers inquiring about Anthony Davis for at this point in history? 2026?
Wow. Yeah. I mean, and we've talked about AD, I think just here in the last week or two, about we know how injury prone AD is right now. Once again, like I say, and I'll say it again, he's another player that has reached his ceiling. He did win an NBA championship. A lot of people don't believe the championship that he won was a real championship, the bubble championship. But
that bubble shit don't count.
I will say he won the championship. There's always going to be a debate on the TGC podcast if the bubble was a real championship or not. That's how we do it over here. But I will
that shit was not real.
But I will say that AD's time has passed once again, and once again, Cleveland. What is Dan Gilbert? What y'all doing over there in that front office? And what are y'all trying to do to build y'all team up? I think what y'all did get Donovan Mitchell and Garland together there, and y'all was leading the league. Was it 2 years ago? Y'all had the best record. Stay with that. Stay with that formula. Don't start trying to grasp for these stars that don't really fit. Giannis, I understand that. But AD, what are you doing? Why are we going?
But even Giannis, though, no. The Cleveland Cavaliers are stacked in the front court. They are stacked. They got what's the power forward?
Your boy from USC.
I forgot that boy name, but yeah, him and the other boy, they center. He had 40 the other night. And, you know, he a defensive player. It's like, man, you gutting the core or the strength of your team because let's keep it real. You got two small guards in Cleveland. It's not like you got 2 6'7" guards. You know what I'm saying? Because you still gotta guard a Luka and a SGA and these big tall guards. You know what I'm saying? So you have these small guards. So you need these big men to kind of erase some of the mistakes that small guards make. You know, as far as guarding some of these bigger players.
True.
Why the hell would you be going to get fucking AD and even Giannis at this point? Because you got players who are ball dominant already. As far as the Cleveland Cavaliers we're talking about, Cleveland Cavaliers have ball dominant players, and I saw a graphic, man, somewhere. I don't know if production got it, but I saw a graphic that the Cleveland Cavaliers have 8 guards on their roster. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah,
8 guards.
Front office.
There we go.
Over there in Cleveland. I don't know what they're doing over there in Cleveland, but T3 and D, what's going on, man? We see you in the comments.
Hey, T3 and D, he always comes with the announcement in the comments. For real, man.
Yeah. We appreciate that, bro.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah.
But maybe the Cavs trying to build some draft capital so they can make some moves before next season. I mean, that could be what they're doing.
Make no damn moves in no draft when you top 3 in the East.
Okay,
like they've been top.
But listen, so years. So they were number 1 last year and couldn't get over the hump. So maybe them thinking add Giannis and an AD for veteran support will push them over that hump that they need to get over.
AD gonna push you over a hump in 2026.
Like what y'all just say. He got a fucking experience. He won a ring. I'm doing air quotes. Y'all can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes. He won a ring. So he'll be there for that veteran support.
My guy T3 and D said the Cavs get Harden now and then flip him to the Lakers for LeBron in the summer. That'll be crazy. And then so what you're basically saying, T3 and D, is Luka and Harden going forward with the Lakers. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, once again, like I'll say, my personal opinion is James Harden, I'm not saying he can't go and compete. You know what? I am saying it. James Harden
I was about to say
for no championship. He's not competing for he's not competing nowhere with no. That's just me. Once again, I don't know if my opinion is valid in this argument with that, but that's how I feel off of the way I've seen him play. Where is he gonna go? Where right now in his career, unless he takes a certain, like the OKC role that he took when he did get to a championship, he took the third wheel, even though he could have been a superstar at that time because he was a younger player. But I think he needs to take that same formula that he had in OKC and use it to wherever he goes next. You mean
in Houston?
Yeah. Houston.
Yeah.
Well, Houston, he was a star. I'm saying OKC because OKC, he was the third wheel. At this point in his career, he's the third wheel.
But that's why he left OKC. He didn't want to be that third wheel.
He wanted to get paid. He wanted to get paid, though.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is he needs to go and accept that role again, because that's where if he wants to win it, if he's gonna sniff a ring, that's what he's gonna have to go do.
He can't be your number 1 or number 2 player for Harden at this point. 2026, Harden can't be your number 1 or number 2 player. So yeah, I'm with you. I agree.
Mm-hmm. But moving on.
Yeah. What we got next? Production. Let me know. We got
all about Ja being the last man standing.
We got a lot of trades going on. Jaren Jackson was traded, which is crazy. What the hell? How the hell Jaren Jackson get traded? I thought they were building around Jaren Jackson.
Yeah, they blew that whole team up. Does production have to trade the exact trade
The
that went
trade
down?
for Jaren Jackson, yeah, there we go. Right there on your screen. 3 first-round picks. That's what stands out. 3 first-round picks for Jaren Jackson. That's what stands out in that mix. You know, we
Do you
talked
think
about
he's worth 3 first round though?
Hell no, he ain't.
Utah.
Hell no, he ain't.
Exactly.
Utah won.
Shit.
Utah won the hell out that trade.
I mean, damn,
No,
3
Utah
first round
lost
for
that trade,
Jaren
bro.
Jackson?
Utah lost that trade, I think. Memphis won that trade.
Oh yeah, Memphis won the trade. Yeah, my bad.
For sure. Because Jaren Jackson is so I'm not injury prone. He's not injury prone. He's so foul prone. He commits fouls. He cannot stay on the court.
Yeah, he's a clutch time liability.
Definitely.
You need him on the court, he ain't gonna be there because he gonna be fouled out.
But if you listening to the reports from the NBA, you know what I'm saying, they were saying that the Grizzlies were getting rid of Ja and were going to go forward with plans of building around Jaren Jackson, which is crazy.
And that's what I thought the plan was. So what happened to Ja now?
Good question. Because
if you done got rid of Jaren, you can't get rid of Ja now.
Man. I mean, but we have seen the pattern of teams just clean the house. Shit.
Well, yeah. Stop impressed. I mean, but shit, 3 first round picks. Hey, is there anything good coming out of the draft that's worth?
Oh, it's definitely the draft is going to look good this year for sure.
So maybe that's what's going to happen to Ja. They got some good shit coming up in the draft. They got 3 first round picks, and they're going to use them to their advantage.
That might be the case. That surely might be the case. But out of that core, out of that Memphis core that we were talking about, Dylan Brooks, Ja Morant, what was the other boy name? Desmond Bain, and now Jaren Jackson. And
now that's who they should be building around.
Who?
Desmond Bain.
Bain gone. Bain already in Orlando. That's what I'm saying. So
that's right. He is Orlando.
The last guy standing is Ja Morant. So either you get rid of him or you move forward with him and make it his team for sure. But at this point, you know, it's so much bad blood between the organization and this guy.
I think Memphis done with Ja.
Man, Memphis, hey, we always kind of follow Memphis Grizzlies a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them expansion teams that ain't really ever won anything, but I kind of root for him a little bit. And Ja Morant, definitely, I like Ja Morant. I like his style of play, but they definitely fumbled this whole little young core they had, bro. Real talk.
Yeah, they did.
So, Memphis Grizzlies, get y'all shit together. Utah Jazz, now you got Jaren Jackson. What was the guy who was in the draft this year? They got Ace Bailey. You got Lauri Markkanen. And you remember Lauri Markkanen, they supposed to be trying to trade him to Golden State, right? So what is going on in the NBA at this point, man?
Man, they I mean, when I say they making flips and flops and moves, man,
they just trade motherfuckers, man. Damn.
Getting rid of them.
And that brings us to the next topic, or the next big trade that just happened in the NBA. We got Vucevic for Anthony Simons and a second-round pick. So it says, let me read the report. It says the Chicago Bulls are trading Nikolai Vucevic and a second-round pick to the Boston Celtics in exchange for Anthony Simons and a second-round pick. Okay, so both players, player for player, pick for pick. Okay. Is that a good trade? What do we think about that? What do we?
Yeah,
is Vucevic a game changer? Well, let's see. We the Game Changer podcast. Is Vucevic a game changer? Does it make?
He can be.
sense?
He can be. He's pretty dope. I'm not gonna say that he's just elite, clearly, but I don't think it's a bad pickup for Boston. You know, Boston always goes and gets those big men that work with Tatum and
shooters.
Yeah, so it always. I don't think it's a bad pick. He could spread the floor. He could shoot the three. He's a good rebounder. He got some post game, decent on defense. So I think it was a good pickup for the Boston.
And I think Boston knew that they were getting rid of Anthony Simons at some point. That guy, he's a dynamic scorer of the basketball for real, for real. But when you already got Jason Tatum, and then you got Jaylen Brown, and you got Peyton Pritchard, and you got so you can't really
shooters, a lot of shooters. A lot of people who want to score, so you can't.
A lot of offensive impact players,
right. Yeah, and that's why I think the Bulls went and the Celtics went and grabbed him because he can get gritty. You know what I'm saying? They need that grit. Somebody that can kind of bully the paint up. So yeah.
Hey, and that's when we saw Boston Celtics at their best recently was with Kristaps Porzingis. Another big man, European big man who could shoot the ball, who could stretch the floor, you know what I'm saying, who could also kind of play inside, outside. So Boston might be on to something, bro. Boston got the best kind of like system of this little era we going through now. And it used to be this Golden State, but now I feel like it's Boston. Go ahead.
And it just you see the difference in front offices with all these trades. Like, you could tell Boston has had a great front office for a long time because of the trades they make, the way they kind of operate. They don't just do anything. There's a method between their madness. It's something to what they do when they bring in players to fit their system. That's why they've continued to win throughout the last few years, and they've won a championship through these years. But they consistently are winning. They consistently are decent and lead the East. They're always doing something because they know how to plug in new players.
And Joe Mazzulla
no problem.
Crazy eyes looking ass. Joe Mazzulla is a weird ass looking dude. I don't know, but he had them boy ready to play. He be so intense, like he on the court his damn self.
Yeah.
Have you seen Joe Mazzulla on the sideline?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Dude, weird as fuck, man. I ain't even gonna lie. Joe Mazzulla weird as fuck. But hey, shout out to the Boston Celtics, man. They definitely aced. I said this like last. I was like, man, they too stacked. They stacked, and they got a good little system going. So they're gonna be tough to beat in the East. The East wide open, so that's why that trade with the Cavaliers means so much. Because if James Harden end up at the Cavaliers, now we gotta figure out what the fuck going on in the East. Because
true.
Philadelphia 76ers, you got the Boston Celtics, you got the Cavaliers, and maybe Orlando Magic. You got a couple of good teams. Atlanta Hawks. You got some good teams in the East coming up. So I don't know. But as far as this Nikolai Vucevic thing, we talked about earlier, he's the last piece of that core from the Bulls. That core of Lonzo Ball, Vucevic, Zach LaVine, and DeMar DeRozan. That whole core has now been broken up. He's the last moving piece of that. So what do y'all say about the Bulls in that era of the Bulls basketball?
Yeah, another like mediocre Bulls. They were okay. They weren't a bad squad.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a wild card in there. Okay, you said they weren't a bad. Give me a gauge on that. Were they better or worse than the Jimmy Butler, Derrick Rose Bulls? You remember they were just getting started at that point.
Yeah, they were under them. They were under them.
Thank you. Okay, I'm glad you said that.
that. Zach LaVine obviously brought his D Rose style dunking and or I ain't gonna say dunking, but I'm gonna say entertainment. He brought that style of entertainment they needed on that team. But yeah,
explosive score. He explosive score from time to time.
But they clearly weren't as good as that. That Chicago Bulls team, those guys that was one of the better defensive teams probably in Bulls history. Those guys could really lock up. They were good defensively for real. No, all those guys. They were. That was a good team, but they just offensively they didn't have enough to go over the edge.
Okay, my guy had asked earlier about the Bulls, and I was meaning to say this about the Bulls because you remember the Bulls kind of got I don't know. I think Josh Giddey
LeBron used to light their ass up.
Yes, but Josh Giddey kind of fell in their lap. You remember Josh Giddey and his scandal happened? You remember that happened?
Yeah.
We talked about it on this show.
Yeah.
His scandal happened, and they got him on out of OKC because, of course, the emergence of SGA. So Josh Giddey kind of fell in the lap of the Chicago Bulls, who in turn had their own guards who they had to get rid of. They had to get rid of Lonzo Ball. They kind of moved Kobe White to the 2 guard. Now that Josh Giddey is in town, you know what I'm saying? And we've seen Josh Giddey straight putting up numbers. Yeah. You know, that's one thing he's been doing consistently. He's been doing that. He's been putting up triple doubles. We saw him put up he hit the game winner against the Lakers. Remember, we were watching that game. I think we was on the group chat, man. We were watching the game, and I was like, the Lakers deserved to lose that game. But Josh Giddey hit a big shot at the end. That was one of the highlights for the Bulls last year. So it looked like the Bulls going forward are building around Josh Giddey.
Mm-hmm.
And T and 3 and D say Lonzo Ball to Hornets might really happen this time. Hey, I'm with it, man. Hey, Giannis got his brother with him his whole career. Might as well. Yeah. Why not?
And the Hornets ain't got nothing to lose. They might as well just bring some entertainment to their team.
But no cap.
I mean, they've been on a winning streak. They've been on a winning streak, right?
Yeah, they've been hooping. They've been hooping. Shout out Con Knipple. Like I watched the game.
Yeah. No,
he probably gonna be. Yeah. He probably gonna be rookie of the year. He got more 3-pointers in less games than Steph Curry did at the same point in his rookie year. And you know Steph Curry broke records in his rookie year for 3-point makes. So Con Knipple is on a faster pace than even the great Steph Curry at this point in his career. So man, it's a lot going on. But the game has changed. The game is all threes now. So it's like.
Yeah, kids are coming into they're working on their game strictly at that 3-point line. So, you know, Steph birthed the nation of 3-point shooters, man. So seeing records getting broke ain't gonna probably be not gonna be too surprising. But yeah.
And T3 and D also bring up the fact that LaMelo Ball should have been an all-star. Now that's debatable, but you got a case. Because we were talking about that off the show earlier, where it's a lot of discrepancies, and I just want to bring up a video from my boy Gilbert Arenas, man. He's too funny, but he's speaking facts.
And they wonder why they're having a problem with the All-Star game. The All-Star game is the best 24 players in the world. Some of these guys aren't even the best player on their team, and they're at this game with these numbers. Someone has 13 wins here. 13 wins is cool if you're averaging 40, but if you're having a regular ass year, everybody's gone and you're averaging 23. One guy's a third option on his team. I don't give a fuck if your team's number one. It's not because of you. Nobody's scouting you. And you wonder why people don't play hard, because they're not playing against the guys they compete with. Kawhi Leonard, nope. Having an amazing year. James Harden, nope. I mean, some of these names, fucking Ingram.
He got some valid points. Valid points.
Yeah.
What we got to say? What do you got to say, no?
Oh, hey, man. I mean, where did he lie at? When you're getting mediocre, and like I said, you're not even some of these players aren't even number one on the team. Like you got Bron pulled up here. Bron ain't supposed to be on there, man. But Kawhi Leonard. Ain't in the All-Star game? Like, come on, NBA, we got to get it together. We got to get it together. We got to put the right people.
Okay, but could this be a part of what Mayor Socrates mentioned earlier? Nigga don't want to play. You think you just going to play half the season and get in the All-Star game? Like, how many games did Kawhi make did that become a factor in the reason that he's not an All-Star?
Yeah, it could be. Definitely could be, because we know how he likes to. You just can't technically load manage anymore, but he's technically been hurt, so he hasn't played. So obviously that has played a role in why he's not an all-star. But then again, it's like, NBA, let's get the right people in the all-star game, because we already have people.
Breaking news, my bad, no. Breaking news, he said Kawhi Leonard did make the All-Star game. They just put him in an hour ago. Hey, you got to get it right. Hey, they heard you, no, before you even said it. They heard you. You got to get this shit right, man. You can look at the numbers. We see the numbers, man. Come on.
Mm-hmm. So we already have, nobody wants to, once LeBron said he don't want to be in the dunk contest, nobody wants to be in a dunk contest. Anybody that can really dunk and all this, nobody's been wanting to be in a dunk contest for a decade. Like,
and if we holding LeBron to such a high regard, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a LeBron guy, you know this, no. But LeBron did a disservice to basketball by doing that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't Adam Silver, David Stern would have pulled him to the side and either made his ass do it or made him shut the fuck up about not doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because it's like, come on, man, you fucking up the church money when you get to talking about why you don't want to do it. This and that. When they ask you about that shit, just leave it vague. Say you might, say maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because we running a business. We running a business, bro.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
If we can't sell that weekend, we got to be able to sell that weekend. We got to have some excitement around that weekend. So don't come with this shit killing the fucking excitement before it even starts. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Because the All-Star game is not what it once was in the 90s, early 2000s with those games. It's not as competitive. The players don't seem they really want to be there. Everybody's half-assing it. It's just like, whatever. Yeah, some of the games have been okay, but it's just not at the level in which older NBA fans have seen it. And, like you say, when you are a major star and you talk down on the things that are going on for the activities that are surrounding the All-Star event or the events that are going on in the All-Star game, like you say, keep it vague. Don't try to just turn the product into something that people may not want to tune into, because that's what you're doing. I mean, they've had to bring up your boy Mac McClung.
Mac McClung, 3-4 times. Shit, this motherfucker actually, that's all we know him for now. Damn. Dude, does he shoot jumpers? Shit. But one more thing, we talked about this off the show, you know what I'm saying? Chet Holmgren, you want to get these new stars in there. I see what the NBA is doing. You want to get these new stars in there, but Chet Holmgren got the exact identical fucking numbers as Alex Sarr. Which, 17, 18 points a game, 8 rebounds, a block and a half. 2 blocks a game, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's real comparable, but Alex Sarr is on the last place fucking Wizards, while Chet Holmgren is on the first place OKC Thunder, which they putting up the same exact numbers though. So again, I know, I get the new format we talking about. The NBA wanted to do the USA against the world, right? So I get it. I know you have to do. It's gonna be some people left out, and we always gonna have this debate. We had this debate every year anyway. You know what I'm saying? They can't get it right. It's too many. It's too many possibilities. So
too many. Yeah, I agree.
But about the world, we had that conversation about the world against USA. Man, USA looking thin if you comparing against the world at this point, because all our past MVPs and shit been European, right?
Yeah. We know that the world has the NBA numbers right now. They got us by a nice step, man. We just can't compete with international talent right now, and we can debate why that is. A lot of NBA players have voiced their opinions on how the kids are coming up and how they're being trained, and from AAU camps, and the way that they're actually playing, and how kids are being developed to be able to play at the highest level. And I agree with them. I believe there's a lot of people just aren't training up the kids to play a certain style of basketball, where international players are being taught more fundamental game. They're taught a lot,
from the
a lot more. You know what I mean? They're taught a more cleaner way of playing the game, and I think they have a little bit more respect for the game in the sense of how to play the game. Now, you could say something like Joker, who says, I want to go back home, and I don't really care for basketball. I want to go bet on my horses and shit like that. He could say he don't really got that much respect in the sense of like wanting to really be in the league, but still his style of play and the way that he plays the game, like all these other guys, Luka, and when
you think about it, none of these motherfuckers are athletes. None of these,
No, they're not athletic.
including Wemby, these motherfuckers
Right.
are not athletic. So
Yeah.
Joker can drink beer all summer and fucking come and run down that court, you know, at his pace, you know, all year, and then go back and do the same thing. He's not real athletic, not really gonna jump off the page, jump out the gym, and none of that type shit. You know what I'm saying? All these guys have mastered the fundamentals, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And,
So we at the playgrounds practicing Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? LeBron, Russell Westbrook type moves and shit. We might lower the rim to try to get some of them dunks in, right? These guys are really doing real fucking pro drills. They really playing within an offense. They really, you know what I'm saying, working more on shooting, prioritizing other things other than athleticism. So that's why you could say that the world kind of, you know, got the USA number at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They just train different. You said it.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, it's something like when Rich Paul had said, I believe it was Rich Paul, don't quote me, but he had said that a lot of the kids' favorite player was Paul George that are coming up. And I'm like, Paul George? And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, it's the style of play. They like the smoothness and the cleanness that he plays with, not necessarily what is he doing in the game, right?
Yeah.
As a player. Not saying Paul George didn't have a great career and has his great years as a pacer and, you know, all, you know, at the Clippers and stuff, but just the kids in America like a certain way of playing the game. And not saying that we still don't have killers and still don't have the best players in a certain sense, but you have to have a certain way of thinking when you get on that court and when you play ball. And so, you know, your game turns into what you really wanted to turn into when it comes to being an actual professional and actually you turning out real numbers and it actually looking good. You can't just, you know, you have to play the game a certain way. And the international players, man, they play the game in a certain way right now that America just doesn't play it.
They professionals at what, 15, 14?
Yeah, that too. Luka was playing against professionals at, like you said, 14, 15. Yep. Watch his dad.
Yeah,
play.
so they grown. I mean, they are groomed from middle school to be professional players.
Literally.
And I want to apologize to y'all and everybody that's watching. Been doing some work on my truck, so I was a little bit absent. So I'm back now.
But what you saying about the All-Star shit? It's been a lot of All-Star snubs they talking about. They saying James Harden got snubbed. They saying Kawhi Leonard got snubbed. My boy just put us on game and said they just did put Kawhi on in the All-Star game. But we talked about Chet Holmgren having the same numbers as a last place Washington Wizards, you know, Alex Sarr. So what do we feel about that?
My thing, I agree with what you said earlier about Kawhi not playing a whole season. So I don't feel like he deserved to be in the All-Star game. Yeah, I feel like, man, in order to make the All-Star game, you need to play at least 60 to 70 games a year, bro.
Now, they do have a limit on those the awards you can get at the end of the season. You gotta play 65 games, if I'm not mistaken, right now? I think
they should do that.
Games.
They should do that for the All-Star game.
But you can't do that because that's the middle of the season in the All-Star game. So it will have to be somewhere around, you know, 35 games.
I mean, yeah.
At least play. You know what I'm saying? So that could be an option. NBA, man, NBA just trying shit at this point anyway. They whatever.
They trying to do whatever they can to gain viewers because they losing.
If you put it on the NBA page enough and you at them enough on Twitter, man, they gonna start hearing that shit. Like, we live in an age now. It's these corporations listening, but we also spend with our dollars. So that's why that we know that it's a problem with the fucking All-Star game. Don't nobody even care about that shit no more.
Who watches it anymore?
Hey, if I catch it, I'll catch it. But if I'm not rushing home to catch it. I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not setting an alarm to catch it like back in the day. Nah.
The All-Star weekend is just boring as fuck now. Like, they took out all the old stuff. Like game, the 3-point contest ain't the same no more. The dunk contest definitely ain't the same no more. Because it's like nobody's creative anymore. Everybody's doing something that somebody else has already done.
But peep out the damn matchup, man. You got Jalen Brunson in the East, fucking going against Luka. You got goddamn Cade Cunningham in the East going against SGA, which is comparable. Okay, I give you both of them. But now, when you keep going, you got Jalen Brunson in the East against Steph Curry. Steph Curry shouldn't be on that list, man. I'm sorry. Steph Curry is a legendary player. Steph Curry changed the whole game of basketball, but he shouldn't be on that list, bro. We always trying to like go with this nostalgia shit, and
so neither should LeBron.
LeBron ain't on this. LeBron didn't make.
I mean, he ain't on the list. Oh, you talking about the starter? You saying Steph shouldn't be a starter?
These are starters.
So
Exactly.
if Steph isn't a starter, then who you put in his place?
Another small forward. Steph ain't no damn small. You already got 2 point guards on this list. You already got 2 point guards. Steph should be behind them, so he should be a reserve, and whoever that next forward should get that spot. Just like I'm about to say on the East, when we get to you got Giannis, which is okay at power forward, but then at the center position, you got Tyrese Maxey, man. Like, ain't no other centers in the East that deserve a spot. No other centers.
You don't think Steph be some type of more and be like, yo, I want to give my starting position to this person? Did someone do that a couple of years ago? Gave they spot up or something for a player?
They do that.
So maybe that's what he waiting on.
Maybe.
And then that just makes it look better for him.
Yeah. Steph is a nice guy, and I like Steph, even though I'm a LeBron guy. Steph all right, but I that just stuck out. That stuck out. When I look at this list, when I look down the line, I'm like, wait a minute, Steph Curry? No. And then I see Tyrese Maxey, who should be an all-star, but you got him at the center. Man, that's crazy. And I know he might not be playing center, but when you compare it to the other team, you got Wemby and Joker on the other side. You need 2 big men, bro. Giannis and Tyrese Maxey. So guaranteed the West gonna win this game. It's just the mathematics of basketball, how it go. Like, if they just pass the ball to Jokic every time, if Maxey guard him, what can he do? So they need to get that type of shit right to me. Throw another center in there, man. I don't want to. I see y'all trying to give everybody their little props, but man, come on, keep shit comparable. But that's just me, man. I guess that's it for another episode of the Game Changer Podcast, TGC Podcast. Y'all stay tuned. Right here we talk about all different topics, from culture to sports to politics to current events. Y'all just stay tuned, and we'll be right back at you. Thank you for tuning in to TGC Podcast.